Humility in the midst of blessings is not just a gentle reminder. It is a necessary foundation for any life that begins to rise, flourish, and expand beyond what it used to be. When everything starts working in your favor, when doors open without resistance, when opportunities arrive without struggle, that is the moment when humility becomes more important than ever before. Because success is not only a reward, it is also a test. It reveals parts of you that hardship never touched. Anyone can stay grounded in seasons of lack. Anyone can be humble when life is heavy. But the real challenge begins when the pressure lifts, when comfort replaces struggle, when abundance replaces scarcity. That is when a person must choose to remain small in spirit even as their life grows large. Humility in thriving seasons means remembering that everything you have is borrowed. Every talent, every connection, every open door, every good result. None of it appeared on its own. Something greater than you placed those opportunities in your path. And when you understand this, gratitude naturally flows through your life. You stop seeing success as something you earned alone and start seeing it as something you are entrusted with. Humility protects the heart from pride, and pride is what destroys people long before failure ever does. Pride whispers that you no longer need guidance. Pride convinces you that you built everything by yourself. Pride separates you from wisdom, from accountability, from gratitude, and from God. That is why staying humble is not just a moral virtue. It is spiritual survival. Staying humble when your life thrives also means keeping your soul positioned the same way it was when you were still praying for the things you now have. It means not losing your hunger, not losing your discipline, not losing your values, not losing your compassion for others who are still struggling in the places you once stood. Humility helps you remember that blessings are not decorations, they are responsibilities. When abundance enters your life, humility ensures you use that abundance to lift others rather than to elevate your ego. Humility also allows you to stay teachable. No matter how much success you experience, there is always more to learn, more to refine, more room to grow. A humble person never believes they have arrived. They remain open to correction, open to wisdom, open to being shaped into something greater. And because of that, they keep rising without ever losing themselves. To be humble in the midst of blessings is to acknowledge that success may elevate your life, but humility elevates your character. It keeps your foundation strong, your heart clear, and your purpose aligned. It reminds you that thriving is a gift, but staying grounded is a choice. Gratitude as a daily anchor is more than a habit. It is a posture of the heart that keeps you steady when life begins to rise. Every blessing, every breakthrough, every answered prayer is a reason to pause and recognize the one who allowed it. Gratitude keeps your spirit awake. It keeps your vision clear. It keeps your heart from drifting into the illusion that success came solely from your own strength. When you begin each day by acknowledging the goodness that surrounds you, you see life differently. You move differently. You make decisions with more clarity and humility because you understand that everything you have is part of a bigger plan. Living with gratitude means you don't wait for something extraordinary to happen before you appreciate your life. You recognize the quiet miracles. Waking up with breath in your lungs, having a new day to grow, having people around you, having opportunities ahead of you. Gratitude doesn't make your blessings smaller, it makes them shine brighter. It reminds you that nothing is guaranteed and everything should be cherished. When your life starts to thrive, gratitude becomes the anchor that prevents your heart from floating away into entitlement or pride. A grateful heart also changes your relationship with success. Instead of chasing achievement just to be seen, you begin to see success as a reflection of God's faithfulness. You stop needing applause because your appreciation comes from a deeper place. Gratitude creates humility, and humility creates stability. When you know who brought you this far, you become less shaken by challenges and less intoxicated by victories. You remain grounded because you know that both the mountain and the valley have purpose. Gratitude also strengthens your connection to others. When you appreciate what you have, you stop comparing your journey with someone else's. You stop competing for validation. You start celebrating others more genuinely because your heart is not threatened by their success. Gratitude frees you. It removes bitterness. It removes fear. It removes the pressure to prove yourself. Instead, it fills you with peace, the kind of peace that doesn't depend on circumstances. Making gratitude a daily anchor means speaking it, thinking it, and living it. You thank God not only for what He has done, but for what He is still doing behind the scenes. You trust that every closed door has purpose and every open door has responsibility. You remain aware that blessings are not owed to you. They are gifts. And when gratitude becomes the lens through which you see your entire life, thriving doesn't make you arrogant. It makes you even more thankful. It keeps your spirit soft, your heart open, and your journey aligned with a higher purpose. Character over circumstance means understanding that who you are matters far more than anything you achieve. Circumstances rise and fall. Blessings come and go. Success can grow or disappear overnight. But character is the part of you that remains when everything else is stripped away. A thriving life is a beautiful thing, but it is only as strong as the person living it. If success builds a platform, but you lack the integrity to stand on it, eventually everything collapses. That is why character will always be more valuable than accomplishment. Accomplishments impress people, but character determines how long you can stay in the place your blessings bring you. When life begins to prosper, when opportunities begin to increase, it can be easy to forget that true strength is not measured by your status, your money, or your reputation. True strength comes from your discipline, your honesty, your compassion, your consistency, and your ability to choose what is right even when it is difficult. Circumstances may reward you for shortcuts. Fame may tempt you into ego. Success may ask you to compromise your values, but character keeps you anchored. Character whispers, "Remember who you are," when everything around you pushes you to become someone else. A person with strong character can be trusted with success because their identity isn't built on external things. They don't change their morals depending on the season they're in. They don't need validation to feel valuable. They don't abandon their principles when pressure rises. This kind of strength is rare, but it is what separates temporary success from lasting purpose. When you choose character over circumstance, you protect yourself from the traps that come with thriving pride, greed, selfishness, and the hunger for recognition. Character also shapes how you treat others on your way up. When you remember the struggle, you stay compassionate toward those still climbing. When you remember what it felt like to be overlooked, you lift others instead of stepping over them. When you remember your own flaws, you remain patient with the flaws of others. Success without character turns a person into someone difficult to admire. But success built on character turns a person into someone others want to follow. Choosing character means taking responsibility for your actions even when excuses are easier. It means speaking truth even when lies would protect you. It means staying humble even when people praise you. It means doing the unseen work because you value growth more than attention. Circumstances change, but character defines you. Circumstances elevate you, but character sustains you. Circumstances may try to shape you, but character is what determines the kind of life you will truly live. And when your character is strong, no level of success can corrupt you, because you know who you are, and you refuse to lose that for anything. The danger of forgetting the source is one of the greatest spiritual risks a person faces when life begins to prosper. When everything starts going right, when prayers turn into reality, when blessings become your daily norm, it becomes very easy to drift into the illusion that you made it all happen on your own. Success has a quiet way of rewriting the story in your mind, making you forget the nights you cried, the prayers you whispered, the doors that opened without your control, and the strength you were given in moments when you had none. Forgetting the source doesn't happen instantly. It happens slowly, subtly, almost silently, until one day you begin to act like the blessing belongs to you, not to the one who gave it. This danger shows up when pride starts replacing gratitude. When you begin to think you're unstoppable because of your talent, forgetting that it was God who gave you that talent. When you believe opportunities came because you were special, forgetting that grace placed them in your path. When you feel secure because of your success, forgetting that seasons shift and only God remains constant. The moment you disconnect from the source, your blessings lose their foundation. Success becomes empty. Your spirit becomes restless. You start chasing more, needing more, proving more, because without the source, nothing ever truly satisfies. Forgetting the source also blinds you to purpose. When God blesses you, it's never just for you. It's for the people connected to you, the ones you're meant to help, inspire, uplift, or guide. When you forget the source, you begin to misuse the blessing. You start treating it like a decoration instead of a responsibility. You start focusing on what you can gain rather than what you can give. And eventually, the blessing that was supposed to elevate you starts corrupting you because your heart lost its alignment. Staying connected to the source keeps your success clean. It reminds you that every step forward is grace. It keeps your heart soft even when the world praises you. It reminds you that your strength is borrowed, your wisdom is guided, and your victories are shared with the one who walked you through every valley before leading you to the mountain. The danger of forgetting the source is not that God stops blessing you. It's that you lose the ability to recognize His hand in your life. And when you stop recognizing Him, you stop depending on Him. When you stop depending on Him, you start depending on yourself. And no matter how talented, gifted, or successful you become, relying on your own strength will eventually lead you to a place where your soul feels empty even while your life looks full. That is why humility, gratitude, and remembrance are essential. When you stay connected to the source, your success won't destroy you. Your blessings won't blind you. And no matter how high you rise, your heart will stay grounded, aligned, and anchored in the one who brought you there. Success is a responsibility, not decoration. Means understanding that every blessing placed in your hands comes with purpose attached to it. When life begins to thrive, when doors open and opportunities multiply, it can be tempting to treat success like something meant only to shine on you. But true success is never just about looking good. It's about doing good. It is not given for the sake of status or applause. It is given so you can carry more, contribute more, and become a vessel for something bigger than yourself. When you see success as decoration, you become focused on image, on perception, on how others see you. But when you see success as responsibility, you become focused on impact, on service, on the lives you can influence through what you've been given. A thriving life demands stewardship. It asks you, what will you do with what you've been blessed with? Will you use your resources to help others? Will you use your influence to uplift, protect, or inspire? Will you use your time and opportunities to fulfill the purpose God placed inside you? Responsibility shifts your mindset from "this is mine" to "I've been entrusted with this." When something is entrusted to you, you treat it with care. You handle it with intention. You understand that you will be accountable for how you used it. Success becomes a tool, not a trophy. Seeing success as responsibility also protects you from becoming self-centered. When everything goes well, the human tendency is to make the blessing about yourself, your achievements, your talent, your effort. But success that is only about you eventually becomes empty. It loses meaning. A person who lives only for themselves becomes isolated even in abundance. But when you use your success to serve others, your life stays rich in purpose. The blessings feel more meaningful because they are connected to something beyond your personal gain. Responsibility also requires discipline. It demands that you keep growing so you can handle more. It pushes you to develop your character, to make decisions that align with your values, to avoid shortcuts, and to maintain integrity even when the world offers easier paths. When you recognize that your success affects more than just you, you start moving with greater wisdom. You think before you act. You evaluate before you speak. You understand that your influence carries weight. And ultimately, success becomes an opportunity to reflect God's goodness. When people see your life thriving, your humility reminds them that you didn't rise alone. Your generosity reminds them that blessings are meant to flow, not stagnate. Your character reminds them that success without purpose is shallow, but success anchored in responsibility becomes powerful, impactful, and deeply fulfilling. When success is treated as responsibility, you don't just rise, you lift others as you climb, and your life becomes a living expression of grace in motion. Continuous surrender means choosing every single day to place your life, your plans, and your desires back into the hands of the one who sees farther than you can. It is not a one-time prayer or a moment of emotion. It is a lifestyle. It requires the humility to acknowledge that no matter how much you grow, no matter how much you achieve, no matter how strong you become, you still need guidance. You still need correction. You still need a power greater than yourself shaping your path. When life begins to thrive, surrender becomes even more essential. Because success can create the illusion that you are capable of handling everything alone. But the truth is, the higher you rise, the more dangerous self-reliance becomes. Surrender is what keeps your spirit teachable. It prevents your heart from closing itself off with pride. It keeps you open to wisdom, open to direction, open to hearing, "not yet," or "this isn't for you," or "wait." Many people rise because of talent, but they fall because they stopped surrendering. When you stop surrendering, you stop listening. When you stop listening, you stop learning. When you stop learning, you drift, slowly, silently away from purpose. That drift often begins when life becomes comfortable. Comfort can make you feel untouchable. It can make you ignore the whispers that once guided you. But surrender pulls you back. It reminds you that your strength is not enough to sustain your destiny. Continuous surrender also means accepting correction. Growth requires being shaped, and shaping is not always gentle. Sometimes God closes a door to protect you. Sometimes He delays something to prepare you. Sometimes He removes people or opportunities because they would destroy you in the long run. Without surrender, you fight these moments. You resist them. You get frustrated or confused. But with surrender, you trust the process even when you don't understand it. You learn to say, "If this isn't for me, take it away. If this will harm me, block it. If this isn't aligned with my purpose, redirect me." Surrender strengthens your character because it removes the pressure of controlling everything. It frees you from the exhausting need to pretend you have all the answers. It gives you peace in the middle of uncertainty because you know you're guided, even when the path isn't clear. When your life thrives, surrender is what keeps you grounded. It prevents your success from becoming your downfall. It reminds you that your victories are not just a result of your effort, but of divine orchestration. Living in continuous surrender doesn't weaken you, it strengthens you. It keeps your heart pure, your steps steady, and your purpose aligned. It allows God to elevate you in the right way, at the right time, for the right reasons. And when He elevates you, no level of success can shake you, because your foundation is not built on pride, but on trust.